Hi, it's Thomas Cook from Toronto's real estate team at RE/MAX Hallmark, and here is our February 2011 Toronto Real Estate Market Report. The Toronto real estate market did relatively well in February, despite the low house and condo inventory levels. In fact, the number of houses and condos on the market was the lowest in the past 12 years, and we're going to talk about some of the reasons for that as we go through this month's report. So let's look at some of the February statistics. February MLS sales totaled 6,266 homes and condos in all of the Toronto Real Estate Board districts. Although this number is down 14% from February of 2010, sales this year were actually higher than 7 of the last 12 years. Don't forget the spring of 2010 was an exceptionally high period of sales and was not normal for the period. 33.6% of the market were condo, townhouse, and high-rise sales. This is up almost 2% from a year ago, reflecting an increasing marketplace reliance on affordable condominiums. Despite the media scare tactics encountered in the last 6 months, the average sale price of $454,423 was up 5.3% from February of 2010. It's actually up from last May, the highest month in 2010. West of Yonge in CO1, the average sale price was $405,743, while east of Yonge the average was $392,718, reflecting the slightly lower cost per square foot in that district. As you can see from this graph of the Toronto Real Estate Board average resale home prices, the February average was higher than any previous month ever in the board's history. I expect that to moderate once we're into April if listing inventory increases, as we hope it does. The sales to listings ratio is how we determine what type of market we're actually in. 24 to 28% is a neutral market, below 24% is a buyer's market, and above 28% is a seller's market. In February, that ratio hit 43.8%, a level we haven't seen since last spring. This is a very strong seller's market, mainly due to the low inventory level of houses and condos on the market. In February, the 14,305 homes on the market was the lowest inventory for the month since 2000. If this continues, it will put an unnatural strain on the marketplace and cause prices to rise more rapidly than we would prefer. Last month, we anticipated a bit of a rush on sales taking place prior to March 17th, with buyers taking advantage of the 35-year mortgage amortization option. We're getting conflicting feedback from the mortgage lenders we've talked to, with some saying their clients are rushing to take advantage and others not encountering a lot of interest at all. Any effect of this change in amortization will have worked through the market by the end of March, so we'll see then what the effect has been, if any, on buyers moving their purchases forward by a few months. As you can see from this Toronto Real Estate Board graphic, the number of new listings added in February was not unusually low, but the fast turnover of homes didn't allow for any buildup of inventory during the month. As usual, we had differences in the average price rise and activity east and west of Yonge Street and south of Bloor in the prime downtown condo markets. Downtown condo sale prices were up 2.8% in CO1, that's west of Yonge and south of Bloor, and up by 8.4% in CO8, east of Yonge and south of Bloor, compared to 1 year ago. Listings are actually up in both districts, especially in CO1, where there was a 47% increase compared to an 18% increase in CO8. This is primarily due to recently completed condos being registered and some of those owners cashing out immediately. And it's a good thing this increasing inventory came along, or prices might have risen further. With the ratio of sales to listings coming in between 40 to 45%, any worries about a surplus of condo inventory can be laid to rest. One of the main driving forces in the market is the low mortgage interest rates. As you can see from this chart beginning in 1951, we're currently at levels lower than we had back 60 years ago. Although fixed-rate 5-year term mortgages took a bump up about a month ago, rates have edged back down in the past few weeks, and we're still able to get a fantastic 3.89% rate for a 5-year fixed term. It's a consensus in the investment community that the Bank of Canada will not be raising their bank rate before the July meeting at the earliest, and nothing may happen until fall. This is positive for our current market, since $20,000 to $40,000 in purchase affordability will be lost when the 35-year mortgage amortization option is taken away come mid-March. Although no one is sure why our inventory levels are so low, two elements may be part of the cause. First is the onerous cost of the combined City of Toronto and Province of Ontario land transfer taxes. Often sales each year take place when a single or a couple decides to move up to the next level of housing, whether that's from a small condo to a larger one, from a condo to a house, or from a small house to a larger one. These land transfer taxes will generate a $20,000 to $30,000 tax bill on closing for anyone purchasing within Toronto who is not a first-time buyer. Although Mayor Ford campaigned saying he would remove the Toronto portion of the tax, that's unlikely now since he's faced with large budget deficits going forward. Second is the stability of our GTA job market. We know personally several families who would love to make a move to a larger home. In one situation, there's 2 kids and 2 adults living closely together in a 2-bedroom semi, but lack of a solid job for one or other of the partners is holding them back from moving to larger quarters. This situation will slowly create a pent-up demand and may cause a mini boom in larger homes once the North American economy strengthens over the next few years. Our team's continuing goal in 2011 is to focus on training our clients so they can make smart, educated buying and selling decisions. Over the years, we've found that the primary reason why people put off purchasing their first home is a fear of the unknown, knowing what the first cautious steps would be in a potentially scary situation. One of the easiest ways to get some of the basic questions answered is to come out to one of our casual roundtable discussions of the home buying process. Instead of sitting through a class, everyone gets to ask lots of questions. Even if you don't know what you don't know, hearing the answers to other people's questions often stimulates your own, and everyone at the table benefits. Go to planningandstrategysession.com, that's planningandstrategysession.com, and see if there's a date and time that fits your schedule. Despite all the information available to search on the internet, for many future buyers, nothing takes the place of face-to-face learning in a classroom. Our highly acclaimed 2-hour homebuyer workshops are the place to go to really get a feel for the complete home buying process. You can see what the curriculum is by going to homebuyerworkshop.com. That's homebuyerworkshop.com. In our high-tech city of Toronto, first showings for the vast majority of listings take place on the internet. If your home doesn't present well, or your listing agent doesn't market it properly, you will not get the appointments you need to get it sold for the best price. Take a look at what a smart home seller does before they list their home at sellforthebestprice.com. That's sellforthebestprice.com. So where are the opportunities available to Toronto home buyers and sellers this month? Well, certainly the primary opportunity is the continued low interest rates on fixed 5-year term mortgages. Those rates should be available for the next few months, barring any unforeseen international crises causing a panic in the bond market. If you wanted to estimate how much a future mortgage might cost you, use the factor of $4.76 per thousand of mortgage to calculate your approximate monthly payment based on a 30-year amortization. For example, if you had a $100,000 mortgage, then your payment would be $4.76 times 100, which equals $476. If you had a $300,000 mortgage, just multiply that number by 3, and so on. There's some other good news to combat those naysayers who state that we're all over-leveraged. In several conversations with mortgage brokers and bankers, almost all of them said that a very high percentage of buyers who chose a longer amortization took it by choice, not by necessity. In other words, they qualified for either a bigger mortgage than they took, or they qualified for the mortgage at the standard 25-year amortization, but chose the longer 30 or 35-year options for convenience, not because they had to. This provides us with further proof that our GTA real estate market is nowhere near any kind of precarious situation which would cause a slight or major price crash of any type. Now, everyone who considers buying or selling something major in their life, either consciously or subconsciously, asks themselves 2 questions. First is am I going to get screwed in this transaction? And the second is, if I do get screwed, how bad will it be? The way to minimize the effects of the first question is to do some research and find out how others were treated in the same situation. Look for testimonials or stories about how other people were taken care of when they bought or sold that particular item. For our team in real estate here in Toronto, the easiest way to go to find out about other people's experiences is the website whatyousaidaboutus.com. That's whatyousaidaboutus.com, where you can watch videos of buyers and sellers talking about their real estate stories. For the second question, if I do get screwed, how bad will it be? Ask your realtor what their guarantees of service are. Our team has unique easy exit guarantees for both buyers and sellers, whereby a client can cancel their buyer or listing contracts with us without question if they're not happy with our service for any reason whatsoever. So thanks very much for watching our February Toronto Real Estate Market Report. And remember to keep coming back to our blog daily or weekly to read about what's happening in Toronto. Thanks very much and have a great weekend.